All right, guys, Mr. Medellin here, and today we're going to be covering wrist. So we'll do the PA wrist, we'll do the oblique, and we'll do a lateral, and we'll do a ulnar deviation, and we'll even include the Stetcher method, okay? We already have a separate video for the gainer heart, so take a look at that. And don't forget to subscribe and comment and share and all that good stuff, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, for a wrist, I would use anywhere between 2.0 and 2.5 mass, depending on the size of the wrist, and anywhere between 60 and 64 kV. Almost like a hand, but just a little bit more just because of the area is a little bit more denser. But again, between 2.0 and 2.5 mass at about 60 to 64 kV for your wrist, okay? And that will stay the same for your PA, your oblique, and your lateral. We have our patient here. We're going to go ahead and place the central ray between the carpal region. And how do we find the mid-carpal region? You're going to find the styloid process. So you find the mid-styloid process, or the styloid process here, and you find the mid-carpal region between those two. We're going to collimate here to an inch on the sides, okay, just on the sides here of the wrist, just enough for your marker to fit, really. Let me go ahead and adjust that here, just so we go. Put the marker right here, it's on his right wrist, and then we're going to collimate here, to his knuckles, all right? That's about 3 inches here and about 3 inches here. So just really go up to the knuckles, all right? And again, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and curl the fingers. You're going to flex them. I don't make a fist. I kind of just curl the fingers. But when you curl the fingers, it reduces that space between the wrist joint and the IR, and it kind of flattens it out. It helps to open up that joint space. And again, this is going to be your standard PA wrist. Now, if somebody had an ORIF, if they had hardware inside, you might have to make adjustments. You might have to open up the collimation a little bit wider or longer, and that's okay. So again, this is just your standard PA wrist. For the oblique, all we're going to do now is just bring your fingers out like this, and you're going to turn at an angle, 45 degrees, just like this. I tend to go ahead and just keep most everything the same. I just kind of close the collimation just a little bit, right? But this is your PA wrist. Again, your stylers are going to be at a 45-degree angle. For the lateral, pretty easy. You just transition into this position here. And if you can touch the patient, sometimes it's trauma and you can't, right? But you tell them, and I just kind of press on the hand. I want that thumb cocked backward this way. If the thumb comes down, then the styloid of the radius comes over this way, and they're not going to be superimposed. So in order to get a true lateral, you want to bring that thumb back just a little bit to get that styloid to be superimposed over the ulnar styloid here, just like this. And this is going to be a lateral wrist. And again, if somebody had hardware, I would just open up the field and I would drop my CR down just a little bit if somebody had hardware. I used to work in orthopedics, and again, everything had to be precise and lined up a certain way because, again, they're trying to make sure that they can get the patient realigned. So again, this is going to be a lateral. On a lateral wrist, it's really good to do to see if there's anterior displacement or posterior displacement of the wrist. If somebody has a fractured wrist and there's anterior displacement, you'd have a Smith's fracture. If the bones are going posteriorly, then you'd have a Colles fracture. I've heard Colles, call it what you want. It's spelled capital C-O-L-L-E apostrophe S, okay? Now the next projection we're going to do is we're going to do a Stetcher method. And for this one here, we're going to go ahead and just place this 20-degree sponge that I have here. And I'm going to place it underneath the IR here, just like this. So the patient's wrist is still parallel with the IR, but this time it's at an angle. And what that's going to do is going to open up that joint space around the navicular. So this is called the Stetcher method. So it's preferred that you use an angle of the sponge. If you can't, you can always angle the tube 20 degrees towards the wrist, okay? But this is called the Stetcher method, all right? So again, this is the Stetcher method using a 20-degree angle with the CR perpendicular to the mid-carpal region, which is the area between the two styloids that I have right here, okay? The next one we're going to do is called the ulnar deviation. So it's a PA, all right? You're going to go ahead, keep the hand prone. So listen to the wording. Keeping the hand prone, you're going to force the hand lateral here, just like that. So that's how it appears on the test questions as well, right? So here we have that marker here, but this is a PA ulnar deviation. So when you do an ulnar deviation, it's going to open up the area on the inside here, which is the navicular right here. So if you do ulnar deviation, it's going to open up the spaces around the radius and around that navicular that you have here. If you were to do radial deviation like this would be the opposite. It opened up the spaces around the ulna here and the carpal bones around this area here, okay? But that's not very common. A lot of times we do the ulnar deviation, especially for the scaphoid or navicular, right? Because it's the most what? commonly fractured what? Bone, carpal bone, okay? So there you have it, you guys. We have 3 basic projections of the wrist. We did some special ones. We did the Stetcher method, and then we did ulnar deviation. And again, if you want to see the gainer heart for the carpal tunnel, the carpal canal, then you would go ahead. We have a separate video for that. That's the gainer heart method, okay? Thank you guys for your time, and we look forward to doing more videos with you. Hello everyone, you guys. Thank you very much for watching the videos. I'm hoping that they're helping you out. Please make sure that you subscribe and that you hit the notification bell to be notified about new videos. Again, remember to be good to yourself and be good to others. Thank you.